Good morning, Ms. Gosling here. Welcome to my Google Classroom. In this video, I'm going to talk about how my Google Classroom is organized and give you a walkthrough of how to find things. So starting out, this is my fourth period IB Physics 1 class. All of my classes look similar, but this is a kind of a good example of what they look like. So you can see here, I put announcements in the stream. There are a lot more than I would have in a normal year because we have asynchronous days, and so I give them an announcement with what they should be working on during that asynchronous day. So for example, today is a catch-up day is something there. So I tell them to look at the unit calendar and then give them a day to get back on track. The real meat, however, is in the Classwork tab. So in the Classwork tab, I start out and I just have important information here for all students that get used throughout the year. So for example, I have information for how to correct tests and other major assignments. Similarly, I have the pre-test that they all took, and things like our data booklet, which has all of the equations that are used in IB Physics. These other things are just, again, similar useful resources that they might appreciate. However, the meat of everything is in our unit tabs. So the current unit is at the top. So we're currently working through our acceleration unit. And you can see here how it's all organized. You can see on the left side here, after Unit 2, I have their IA and Science Fair, and that's something I've gone back and forth on where to keep it, but where I like it is right under the current unit because that's something that they are continuing to work on throughout the year. I also then, after that, have lab group agreements, which are the agreements they come up with at the beginning of the year, and I have all of our different units for the year, so they can go back to the constant velocity motion, or they can see what we're doing ahead of time. However, let's go ahead and jump into one unit so you can see how that's all organized. So at the top of my unit, I have the checklist. And the unit checklist tells them what the topics are, what objectives go with each topic, and when they should be finished going through that topic. You can see here I have 2 dates. That's because I have an odd class and an even class that are taking the same course. Within each assignment, I have links on each topic to that assignment in Google Classroom. So one way that they can access all of their assignments is by just clicking these links in the checklist. This is something that I suggest and I talk to them about doing very, very often because that gives them access to these due dates. However, I do have many students who instead choose to just use Google Classroom as their checklist. So what they do is, you can see here I have everything posted in order. So they have their intro lab. They have an example for the intro lab for how to write a procedure because I realized probably through the year that they needed some extra, that they hadn't had a lot of experience writing procedures. And then I have every assignment in order. So for example, I have the 2.2 video notes, followed by the 2.2 practice and the 2.2 mastery check. And so they go to each of those assignments in order as they complete the previous one. Within an assignment, so within our mastery check assignment, I have a rubric, and what I do is I give them feedback. So what I have is they either see that the problem is solved correctly and they're good to go, or they see that the problem is incorrect, and I give them information about what to do in that situation. So in this case, if they got that question incorrect, then I ask them to complete 2 additional practice problems, see me to review the missed problem, and then retake that mastery check. And when that needs to be done, I assign them a mastery check retake, and I do that on a kind of case-by-case basis. You can see for this mastery check, I haven't actually had to do any retakes because the only mistakes that I've noticed are some minor algebra errors rather than physics errors, and for those, I give them the opportunity to just do corrections instead of completely retaking. And later on, I realized that that could be clearly put in my rubric as well, so I have a corrections and a retake option here. So that is really all there is to it with my LMS. Hopefully this has been a good overview. Enjoy.